my queen.
Kate.
Oh, sorry. I didn't mean to call. I just
Teacher
was
there has
calling
not
to
let
say
the rest of us go to, even though according to Emily,
ignore me.
teacher
And
2, oh my god,
Nope.
Lucia,
Alex wants us
happens,
there.
we're all connected
Okay.
in some
Love
way.
ya.
And it may be the most
I am
What
currently
the
playing
shit?
Black Ops Call of Duty right now, and for some reason, like, I can just not make it past level 10 right now.
so amazing. And that's what I'm thinking about today. So I love you, and I will
Like, what
talk
the
to you.
fuck is this, amateur hour?
Yeah, so I absolutely wore these pants last episode. If we could all please not pay that much attention to it, that would really, really be great. I love these pants, okay? They're from Studio 7. They are fucking fantastic. They're from London, England. And the craftsmanship is lovely, and they're super fucking awesome, and everyone should go support them because it's a small business, and it's run by women, and they're fucking... It's expensive, not gonna lie. But I really do love them. I got these like a year ago. Love them. So, God forbid I wear my clothes again. I say God forbid too much. I've really been trying to hold off and I've been failing. Like, I want y'all to know, like, I understand that I repeat things so much. I say the same things over and over and over and over. I'm annoyed for you. I just want you to know that, okay? Like... Last episode, the problem was I said it once and I'll say it again. I think I said that like 4 times. At least. Someone count. Yawn count. Not yawn count. There will be no yawning today. Or will there? Anywho, it's night. This is not a night up because none of y'all are watching the night up. Just by the way. The night up has the lowest amount of streams out of all of the fucking episodes, which is a goddamn shame because it's fucking funny, guys. I talk about love. I mean, love. I talk about, I don't know. It's fun. Give me a chance. I had such a good time making that episode that I want you guys to like it. But if you don't like it, then it can just be for me and I can be the only one who likes it. And that's okay. I want you to like it. Frankly, I just think you have to listen to it. But to each his own. Anywho. I mean, I'm already talking about the last episode, so I might as well just jump into other notes in regards to it. I have written down sappy, corny, extra, but I'm low-key right? Cooking, preaching, killing, if you will. Like, I know last episode, like, wow, get off your soapbox. Like, where's the megaphone? Where's the mic? Like, Jesus Christ, like, yap, 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 yapathon. Do you know what I mean? I mean, it's a podcast. Like, what did you expect? But also, like, I get it. I'm talking about things like I know what I'm talking about, and I don't know what I'm talking about. But also, like, I rewatched the episode, I edited the episode, I rewatched several clips from it. I would say that I stand by what I said. Unless you guys have serious issues, then bring them up to me, and maybe I don't stand by it. I don't know. But yeah, it was a lot. Like, it was corny, it was sappy, it was, like, inspirational speechy, and like I low-key got like a little bit passionate, a little bit into it at several points. That's okay, I think. Like, I think the reason I'm mentioning it now is because like I feel a little bit insecure and vulnerable about the whole thing because I was like pretty out there with the things that I was talking about because like I was riled up. Like, y'all don't know me, like you know me but you don't, but like I did make it because I was like the past couple episodes have been very much about me. Maybe I should talk about things that might appeal to a larger audience than just like specific stories about my life that have no real point. Okay. And so when I made that episode, I wanted to make it maybe something that more people would be interested in, which is why I talked about those things, because I do think that those are like genuine questions of life that like the majority of people probably think about or struggle about with at some point in time to some extent. But also, I'm doing this for myself, as I've said before. And the reason I made the episode is because it really helps me to talk aloud about my processes and my thoughts and my worries and my concerns. Like, I write, like I like to journal, and obviously I write notes for this. But even in there, I find that sometimes I get like stuck in my head. So it actually can be really helpful for me just to like talk out loud. You know, I love to talk. So that's why I made it. And that's why there are moments in it where I'm like pretty passionate. Because in my life, in my real life, I was having actually like a Like, I was having a serious moment with it. Like, it was for this, but it was also like, yeah. So if I'm like emotional in it and I appear vulnerable and emotional and extra and whatever, it's because those are genuine feelings that I was feeling. And I feel insecure about being like, these are my feelings and I showed them and yada, yada, yada. But I published it. So, too late now. And also, who cares? Like, literally, who cares if I had feelings and I expressed them and they maybe make me look cringy or blah, 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 blah. Who cares? I don't. Yeah. I eat raw. Yeah, so that was, yeah. What's the next note? I need to move on. Oh, it was fucking long. Hooray. I said this in earlier episodes that people probably haven't listened to because I'm also very aware that I'm starting to get a new audience. A new audience. It's literally just like 10 different other people. I had one video on TikTok that got more than like 1,000 views, which is not like, I'm not going to be like, it blew up. It didn't. It didn't. It has like a couple hundred likes. But I gained more followers than I don't have 12 subscribers anymore. Now I have like 26 or something. Aw, guys. Thanks. Wait, that's really kind. So basically what I'm saying is I recognize that some of y'all maybe haven't listened to the first couple episodes. And listen to them if you'd like. You don't need to listen to them to listen to any of the episodes that I'm recording now or will release in the future. Like, you don't need to. And also, I kind of don't recommend, like, you can start at the beginning. But I said it last episode, I'm getting, or maybe it was the episode before, it doesn't matter. I'm getting more comfortable as I do these. Like, I only think they're getting better. So if you're just getting into this and me, maybe don't start at the first episode. The first episode, the prologue, as it is called, has some explanation of why this is here. And I do think it's, like, helpful in understanding what the point of this entire thing is. But also, I would say in the first, second, third, fourth episode even, I'm like, hold on, let me check. I would say that in the first 4 episodes, I'm still kind of finding my feet, finding my footing. What is that saying? Finding the ground, someone will tell me. Please. I think that starting in yawn count, I become, that sounds so funny. That's the name of the episode. It's called yawn count. I would say I'm just more comfortable than I was before. So to all the new people, all 16 of you, love you. And don't worry, my 12 other people, I love you too. Like, I love you all. I love all my children equally. Okay? A mama doesn't choose. A mother doesn't choose. So yeah, I don't remember what the point of this was originally, and now I'm here. Like, I can't remember where the start of this thought was. So now we're here. So I'm just going to start a new thought, which is today when I'm recording this, it is the day before my 20th birthday. Bruh. Like, we're soaking up the last hours of Kate as a teenager. Like, truly, you're seeing me in my last couple hours of teenagehood. It is almost 10 p.m. the day before my birthday. Bruh. Kate, how are you feeling? Ask me next week. Right, so let's just move on. Okay. I got a comment on, I think it was January Scaries. Again, this is the name of an episode. Guys, I think my names of my episodes are so goddamn funny. I don't know if anybody else does. Truly at all. But I make myself giggle when I name these. Like, are you kidding me? Yawn count? Are we serious? It's so fucking ridiculous. I love it. I think it's so fun. January Scaries. Like, that is a stupid name. I love it. I think it's so fucking fun. That's because this is supposed to be fun. Okay, it doesn't matter. Anyways, I got a comment on one of the episodes. I'm sorry. I don't remember. No, I can pull it up. I have my computer right here. Like, there's a reason I have my computer right here, y'all. And it's not like I have to, like, sort through tons of comments. I think I have a total of 2 comments on them. And thank you for both. Thank you for both those commenters. Like, I want to say your names because I remember your names off the top of my head, best believe. But, like, I don't know. That feels like privacy, question mark? Like, I don't particularly know if you like that. It was January Scaries. Okay. If you were the sole commenter on January Scaries, you know who you fucking are. Hey, girl, hey! Hey, girl, hey! Anyways, I don't know if I said it in that episode or the next episode or the episode that at this point will come out on Tuesday. So isn't out yet when I'm recording this, but will be out when this is released. Anyways, I asked if y'all wanted to hear about my career. I was like, are you interested in that at all? Like, if you're not, it's fine. But if you are, let me know. And this lovely girl, can I just say your name? I don't know, I won't. You know who you are, and you can comment on this one if you're okay with me saying your name, and then I'll say it in notes of next episode, okay? Okay. Love ya. Anyways, I'm going to talk about my career today. And I'm going to talk about my journey a little bit. I'm an actress, actress, and I podcast, obviously. Don't call me a podcaster. Or do. Actually, no, I should embrace the title. No. I retract. You can call me a podcaster. I'm a creative, okay? I'm an artiste, if you will. Again, I'm 19. Literally, guys, last time I can fucking say that. So, like, when I say I'm an artist, I, like, chuckle at myself a little bit. I'm like, you're an artist? Yeah, okay. You're an artist? But, like, I'm speaking it into the world. And I would like to say it's true. I would say I'm an artist. I'm a creator. I create things. I'm creative. I make art. Not the physical kind. I'm really not quite good at drawing at all. Or painting. Or watercolor. Or sculpting. Or sewing. For now. Who knows? Maybe I'll pick one of them up later. But I'm much more of a performing arts type girl. Like, I sing. If you've been to my personal account, you'll see that I sing and play the guitar. I dance, which I'll talk about very, very briefly at the end of this episode. And I've been dancing for a long time, and I act, and I love my job, okay? I love my fucking job, okay? So let's talk about it. So first, I'm going to run through kind of everything up to here in regards to my career. Starting at my last year of high school. I went to boarding school. Remember this. We didn't have like a very overpopulated or like renowned performing arts program, but the head of the acting program, when I was a freshman in high school, he was new, and basically he got to kind of build the program from the ground up again. And he's fucking awesome, and I love him dearly, and I consider him my high school mentor. And so much that I know about acting has come from him. And I would not be where I am today if it was not for this man. Can I say his name? Alex Aids. Alex Aids, I adore you. But he was my teacher Alex. Because again, boarding school, we didn't go by Mr. and Mrs. So I actually learned quite a bit of acting technique and like kind of got an actor's toolbox and took several years of acting class while I was in high school. I also took voice lessons with the incredible Rebecca Fields. And I was dancing all throughout high school. I was on my school's dance team. I was actually captain of my school's dance team. I was co-captain. Shout out Amy Greeby. So yeah, I was doing lots of that in high school. Now let's go to college. As everybody knows, probably, I'm a college dropout. I remember the days when I like cringed when I said that. Like I said those out loud and I was like, like I felt shame for being a college dropout. And I want to explain to you the college process for me, kind of, and then why I dropped out. Because I think that will help us all kind of understand where I'm coming from when I talk about acting in my career. Because this episode is going to be about acting in film, TV, theater, New York, kind of. Now, again, this is from my perspective. Please do not take my word as the Bible. This is what I've experienced. This is what I've got to work on. This is like my repertoire, if you will. This is my 32 bar cut. And let's leave it at that, okay? So I'm not the expert. So people are going to disagree with me and they're going to have their own opinions, and that's awesome and great. So please take everything I say with a grain of salt. I just want to start that. Okay, so the college audition process for performing arts is low-key a bitch if you're applying for a BFA, and BAs for some programs, for some schools. A BA is a Bachelor of the Fine Arts. It just has a lot of course requirements. You're just really busy. Like, they recommend that you don't double major and such. They honestly recommend that you don't even really have a fucking minor. So it's just a lot of work. And so when you audition for these programs at these schools, they tend to be rather small programs. I'm not going to explain the college audition process. I want to vomit just thinking about it. What a fucking terrible couple months of my life. The way that they do this, I honestly think is just so goddamn fucked. Like, it makes sense. Unfortunately, it does make sense. And I don't have a solution for them. I don't have, like, a better way that they could do it. But I also think it's just so brutal. Because, like, most of the kids in this audition room, this is their first time being in an audition that wasn't, like, in a school setting or, like, a community setting. Like, this is, like, the first time they're auditioning in front of strangers, kind of. And there has to be a better way for us to do this. Also, the amount of money and time and effort. Okay, now I'm going on a tangent. I said I wasn't going to talk about it, and then I'm talking about it. Anyways, I applied to college as a musical theater BFA major. I went through the whole process, sent in self-tapes, got callbacks, went to the auditions, and I ended up in Chicago. I am not name dropping the school because I will not be advertising them on this platform. I don't really have anything against them. I just I have a little bit against them. I just will not be name dropping. But I end my senior year. I graduate from high school with a 4.0. Like it matters. Because you dropped out and you're an actor. So, why waste your time probably, girl. Probably could have been doing something else. Yeah, I could have. I think about it every day. I don't think about it every day. I love being smart. Okay, so Chicago. In August of 2024, I moved to Chicago. I drive with my parents from Pennsylvania to Chicago because we didn't want to have to fly all my shit, frankly. All my clothes and dorm shit and such. I move in and the year begins. Now, here's the first thing I want to say about being a BFA major. Something that I was experiencing that a lot of my friends in different majors and at different schools weren't experiencing is I wasn't just taking, like, freshman classes. Like, you know when you talk to freshmen and they're like, oh, you kind of just get thrown whatever classes, like, they might not align with your major, you're just kind of, you have to take them to fill a requirement. I did have those classes. Like, I had one of the stupidest English classes I've probably ever taken in my entire life. Like, it was genuinely like a 7th grade, 8th grade English class that I was taking as a full-grown adult, and I wanted to shoot myself in the head with a gun in class. And so did all the other students. Also, our teacher hated us. Anyways. But besides that English class, and like maybe one other class each semester, I was taking predominantly classes that aligned with my major. That's one thing about performing arts majors. Like, you go in saying, I know what I want to major in. Like, you don't decide when you get there. You, like, kind of commit as a BFA. Like, the year before, actually, when you're auditioning for all these different programs. And then when you accept in the spring or whatever. So I was actually taking, like, dance class multiple times a week. And singing class. It was voice. It was like technique. That was like a weirder class. And that was only first semester, and then I had private voice lessons second semester. Anyways. But I was taking acting classes, and it actually aligned with my major. Like, a lot of the things I had to show up for, I was with familiar faces of other people who wanted to pursue the same thing as me. Besides those, like, general education courses that I did have to take, but it looked a lot different than a lot of other freshmen because a lot of my schedule was things I was pretty invested in. First thing I want to mention about first semester, what a time to be alive, A. Like, what an era of my life. B, I took probably one of the best fucking dance classes I've ever goddamn taken in my life. From the queen herself, Ariane Dolan. We're not related. We just have the same last name. Holy fucking shit. She beat beat my ass in this class. She fucking whipped me into goddamn shape. Legally Blonde, anyone? Okay. Oh, fuck. If you're in Chicago, still, she teaches at all different kinds of studios. She teaches at the school I went to. She teaches at other colleges in Chicago. She teaches at several different studios in Chicago. If you can take an Ariane Dolan class, I highly recommend it. She fucking knows her shit, and she will not settle for mediocrity. I think her combos were awesome. I think that she had such an excellent perspective on like the industry and dance as a part of musical theater. I really respect her as an artist and a teacher. And that dance class was a good wake-up call because I was too comfortable. The dance class was really, really hard. And it was super good for me. And I'm so glad I took it. And I think I'm a better dancer because of it. Okay. I'm just rambling about my college experience a little bit. I had really, like, some classes that I really enjoyed. Like, I had an acting class second semester from the lovely Wendy Weber, who's a professional actress. Stalk her IMDb. And it was a fucking phenomenal acting class. I love this woman. I think that she's fantastic at her job and at acting. And she gave me hard material and kind of demanded excellence. And I love that. I love when teachers like have expectations for you and like they want to help and push you to be better. And I really did have that experience with like several of the teachers there. My voice teacher, oh my God, fucking amazing. Kelsey Kosen, I love you. Dr. Kosen. Like, there were so many lovely people at this school. But I did drop out, yeah. So why did I drop out? Because based on what I'm describing, it doesn't sound like it was bad. I feel like I need to underline that. Like, I wasn't having a bad time at college. I got really good grades. And I had, like, really awesome friends, actually. Fucking Kyler. I talk about Kyler all the time. Autumn, I love you. Both of them are still in Chicago. Like, sorry, more friends I want to shout out. Cece, Ava, love you. Oh my God. June. Michael. I love you all. I love you all, seriously, and I mean that. Michael Bagby. Bruh, I think about you. I just want you to know that. I love you. I love you, Mike. Okay. I had great friends and I like had opportunities to perform. Like I was in a dance concert that was super challenging and again, really difficult choreography, and it was so awesome. And it like, again, really helped me grow as an artist. So like there were really excellent parts about my experience, but I also felt unfulfilled. Yeah, I think that's the best way to put it. I just kind of felt unfulfilled. So now I'm going to list all the reasons I dropped out of school. We're just going to speed run it. First thing, East Coast. This is my first time being in the Midwest, like for a prolonged period of time. Y'all, it's not for me. It's not for me. Chicago is a great city. It's very spread out, which I didn't really expect. Like, it's called Chicagoland for a reason. But generally, Midwest is just not for me. I really missed the East Coast, which is not something I really expected. Like, again, I went to boarding school. Like, I'm used to kind of being away from home. I guess I didn't really realize home was the East Coast for me until I was in the Midwest. And then I was like, ooh, I don't know. I don't know if I like it here. It's beautiful. I just kind of felt out of place. Not out of place. Like, I miss the East Coast. I just missed the East Coast. Like, I can't describe it any other way. And specifically, like, the tri-state area. Like, where I live now and, like, where I'm from, kind of. Philly. Outside Philly. The next reason is, along with missing the East Coast, I missed all the people that I already had there. Like, I missed so many of my friends and my family, and what was connecting us more often than not was the East Coast. But now it was in the Midwest, so it wasn't connecting us. And I missed it. I missed them. And I also missed the ability to, like, go home. Like, go to, like, a house where my parents are. Like, the East Coast is actually a lot closer than you think. So, like, even if I went to school in, like, Boston, per se, I could have taken the train and gotten to my home in a day. In, like 6 hours. 6 hour train ride? 5 hour train ride? I don't really know. I've never took the train from Boston to Philly, so. But I could have actually done it. Yeah, so Chicago to the East Coast is a plane ride, no matter what. Or it's like a 24-hour car ride. So, not the same. But besides those two things, I think the main thing is I felt stuck. I went to boarding school, which is a lot like college. They aren't the same, but there are things that overlap, like learning to take care of yourself and like clean up after yourself and live by yourself, and these skills that like if you didn't go to a boarding school, you don't really experience in full until you're in college, until you're like living by yourself and you no longer have like your family with you or guardians or whatever. It's like it's just you. But this was not my first rodeo. Obviously, like when I moved into college, I was like, this is my 4th year in a dorm room. Like, we've been here before. I'm a professional. I'm experienced. Like, I felt like a fucking, like, the goddamn Wizard of Dorming because people had questions and I was like, I can answer them. And then I discovered there were others of us. Like, there were other boarding school kids. There were other boarding school kids who were also experiencing this and were like, wow, it's the same. It's not the same. It is different. You actually have so much more autonomy in college than you do when you're at boarding school. But, like, there are lots of things that overlapped. And I liked so many of my classes, but I also wanted more, I think. I wanted more autonomy. I wanted more challenge. I wanted more of what I was looking for in my life. I was in school and I was just like, I feel like my life doesn't begin for another 3 years. Like, I feel like I get this degree and then I get to begin my life. Then I get to begin, like, doing what I want to do, like pursuing my career, which is really just what I wanted to do. I was like, I just want to start auditioning. I just want to start doing things. Like, frankly, I don't want to be in school again. I don't want to just have classes be my life. Like, and class is great, okay? I still take acting class. Like, this isn't like a high horse me being like, I'm too talented for this. It's not that at all, actually. It's more just like, I think I just really wanted to figure some of it out by myself. I was like, I don't want to do 4 years of figuring it out. Like, I want to speed run it. I think regardless of if I was in college or not, there would be this period when I would move to New York or would start auditioning where I'd have to do what I ended up and still doing. Like, I would just have to figure stuff out. Like, no matter how much school prepares you, like, it's going to be an adjustment, and there is just going to be that period of, like, adjusting and, like, figuring shit out because it's different than school. But school's really helpful. I just felt like it was holding me back. It wasn't what I wanted. And it's still not what I want. And I can change my mind. Like, if in 2 years I'm like, actually, I think some structure would be great for me like that, then sure, I'll go back. I don't really anticipate that happening. And I'm actually really content with my choice. I'm really content that I dropped out of school. Like, it was the right choice for me, as of right now. And just a little side note. Again, grain of salt. This is grain of salt. I feel no shame for dropping out of school no more. I used to. Now I don't. When I've talked to other actors about it who went to school, a lot of them are like, fuck, I should have done that. Because acting school, college is great training, and I think it's such an important life experience. Like, there's so much growth that is done there. But in regards to acting, you don't need a degree. Musical theater, BFAs, like all of that, I do think that there kind of is this propaganda that you need a degree to be successful. Girl, a degree helps. MT and the theater landscape is a fucking beast, bro. And you need to be in love with that shit if you want to make it. And there's so many people who are. And hallelujah, how exciting. But even in musical theater and acting, you don't need a college degree. I mean, we've seen in acting, you don't even need to be good at it sometimes to get paid to do it. There are so many movies with terrible, terrible acting. Like, you don't need to be good at it even. Which is, like, fucked. Like, God, I wish you had to be good. But then you wouldn't have gems like The Kissing Booth. So, and best part about it, fucking Joey King and Jacob Elordi, incredible actors. Terrible acting in that movie. Terrible. So bad. All of the fucking... There's those terrible movies on Tubi with TikTokers. Do you know what I'm talking about? Does anybody know what I'm talking about? Devin Grable knows what I'm talking about. Debbie, I love you. Also, beyond just other actors kind of like applauding this choice, I talked to like industry professionals that I worked with over the summer, which I'll explain in a second. And one of them in particular was like, I think college for art is a capitalist scam, low-key. Like, I think it's just robbing you of your money a little bit. And I'm really proud of you for taking that step, because I thought there was only one way to do it. And there isn't. There's a way to do it that doesn't involve hundreds of thousands of dollars, because also college is really expensive. And if you're pursuing a career that maybe doesn't need a college degree, you actually do need to ask yourself if you do want to spend probably over $100,000 pursuing that education. Again, I'm still getting an education in acting. I take class twice a week. Love you, TBG. Love you, Barrow Group. Mwah. But it's significantly less expensive than college is. And I think that the education I'm getting is more focused on what I want to pursue, which is awesome. I'm not sitting in stupid English classes that I took when I was 12 years old anymore, which is great. I'm very excited about that, yeah. Okay, so now let me talk about the summer. I'm sorry this is taking a while. Maybe in editing it will become shorter. I'm really sorry, y'all. I have so much to say. So over the summer, I had 2 internships, which brought me to New York. I think I explained this in the prologue, in the first up. One of them was with NYWIFT, New York Women in Film and TV. Lovely people over there. And the second one was with Prospect Musicals, which is an off-Broadway theater. Also lovely people there. I'm not going to talk about them. If you want to learn more about them, I don't know, DM me. I think it will be boring if I go into detail. Sorry. Those were also great internships. I learned so much, and I got to meet really fucking cool people and got to be in rooms with people I was kind of like in awe of. So I have so much thanks for those people and for trusting me. And because also that was another thing about this. I was like, you don't know me. I don't have a degree. Frankly, I'm just really passionate. And it took so much emailing, but these people were like, yeah, sure. So thank you. Okay, which brings me to the fall of 2025, which is when I think I really started to figure out acting in New York and auditioning in New York and maybe what that looks like. I'm still figuring it out, and I don't think I figured it out very well. And let's circle back in a year and let's see what the fuck I say. But over the summer, I had those 2 internships, and they were happening at the same time. So y'all, I was low-key being worked to the bone. I really could have made time to start auditioning and figuring it out, but honestly, I do think that I was avoiding it a little bit, and I was a little bit burnt out, because also I went from being a full-time college student to 2 internships immediately. Like, there was like a week in between. So yeah, I wasn't auditioning over the summer. Part of me regrets it. Part of me really doesn't. I was figuring it out. I was adjusting to New York. But September, we really get running. First thing in September, I start taking acting class. I did audition for this program, so that actually did happen over the summer, but the classes actually started in September. I also just started doing a lot more research. Like, where do I need to start? The first thing that I really wanted and needed, I was like, okay, I have done so much musical theater, and I am now steering away from that. Which is true. That isn't just because I dropped out of college. It was because I was like in college and around so much musical theater, and I was like, this is great, but honestly, I think I love acting in film and TV in that space more than I prefer it in musical theater. Like, as a performer, I prefer that a little bit more. And again, I still love to sing and dance, and I still love musical theater, but I was like, I think this is where I want to focus my energy at the moment. Because like I said before, musical theater, that entire landscape is a beast, bro. And you need to be invested, and you need to be like in it 1,000, okay? I was not in it 1,000. So I was like, well, this is a losing game. Like, if I don't even love it like I should, then maybe I should be pursuing the one that I do. First thing that I was like, okay, I need film credits. I need footage of me acting. And then you enter this anomaly of like, you can't get booked if you don't have footage already. And this is when I started to figure out that more than I thought it would be, acting and auditioning and pursuing this is like a mind game. Like, it's mental, and it involves a lot of problem solving that I didn't really anticipate, but I think I'm better for. So in regard to, like, you can't get booked until you've been booked. You need footage to get footage. No, you don't, apparently. I recorded some monologues of me acting, and y'all, I started booking things. Technically, my first professional job acting was in September. I was in a play, and I actually booked that in like June or July through one of the internships. Actually, it was somebody I met at the internships, and then they ended up casting me for this play that they had made, and then it was performed in September. That was my first acting job I got booked, but it was a play. It was theater. It was what I was used to. I was like, I need film and TV credits. Anyways, so September, October, I don't think I sent in, maybe end of October, I think is when I started sending in auditions. But September, early October, mid-October was mostly me just like doing research. It was me getting comfortable with the process and me kind of like understanding it more in full. Like, I thought I knew what it would take, but then I realized there were so many other little things that I needed to figure out. So like, I was like, shit, I need new headshots and I need to update my resume like a lot. And I need to figure out a website. I need to figure out Backstage and Actors Access and Central Casting and Casting Networks and all these other different casting sites. I need to figure out what this looks like as I am not represented by an agent, and is that something I want to pursue right now or maybe not? Like, there was just so much research and like decision making that I needed to do in that time, and also just some like hyping up that I needed to do in that time to actually start auditioning. I had to like get some equipment, like a tripod and like this thing in the back. Do you know what I'm talking about? Mine's blue. It like folds. What the fuck is that? What is it? Like a screen? Like whatever. It's like a background, a backdrop. And then I started auditioning. In November, I booked 3 short films. 2 of them were student films. And that last one was not a student film. It was a professional short film. And one of them filmed at the very end of November, and then the other 2 filmed in December. They actually filmed on the same day, which is hilarious. I had one of them during the day. It was like a good 8-hour shoot during the day. And then the other one was an 8-hour shoot at night. Yeah, I was up for a very long time. But I had so much fun. And I'm so glad that I was part of those projects. And I've only gotten the footage back from one of them. But I will probably get the footage back from one of the other ones very soon. So I'm excited about it. Now, I booked those 3 things in November/December type beat. Now, I would like to make it very clear. I didn't like... like, I booked these 3 jobs. And all of them I had callbacks, right? Yeah, I think so. There are so many jobs I did not book. I've been talking about one topic, but it is separated into several topics for me. So technically this is topic 2. But a lot of what the fall was for me was pretty much getting comfortable with repeatedly putting myself out there, like repeatedly submitting things, like sending in tapes of me acting and my headshots and me, like putting me into the universe to strangers and being okay with whatever that outcome could be. Like, there's so many times when I just didn't hear anything, which means it's a no. But like, imagine spending so much time on a self-tape for a callback, which I've done, and then you send it in and then you hear nothing ever again. There was one self-tape I like, oh my god, I was like, oh my god, I want to book this so bad. And I went to my friend's apartment and she helped record it for me, and she like gave me notes and shit. And then like, we had these 2 different takes, and I was like, oh, which one? Like, I don't know which one. And then I never heard back from them. Never heard back. And it's like, ugh, that sucks. But I think it's also been really a big part of my learning curve is like getting used to the rejection of all that. And I think I'm in such a better pace with it. I think part of being in a better place with the whole auditioning thing is like truly submitting shit and then just like letting it go. Being like, goodbye. Like I really try not to think about certain auditions that I've submitted. Of course there's projects that I would love to be a part of and I think about them, but like you'll have to understand that it's not nearly as personal as you think it is. Like being on bigger sets, which I've also done a lot of in November, December, January. Like I'll do background work because frankly it pays pretty good and it's fun. It's super fun. Like it's really chill and easy and you get to kind of see pretty cool faces and I love being on set and I love being on camera and I love acting and that's what I'm trying to say. Like the fact that I love the game, I love acting so fucking much, I think is part of the reason that I was able to drop out of school and am doing what I am doing now. Like so much of it is a mind game and so much of it is up to you. Like nobody is going to, if you're not in school, nobody's going to remind you or punish you if you don't submit auditions. Like there is no one here but me to hold myself to a standard. But I know what I want. And I know how to get it. Kind of. And so that's why I'm doing this. Another thing that really helps me, actually. Anytime I have auditions, self-tapes, even class or like in-person callbacks, which I've had a couple of, and they can be scary. The thing that I remind myself is like, any day I get to act is a good day. Like, I love acting so much. Like I have such a love for the art form, which I feel like so many artists feel about their mediums, or like I would like to believe that like professional painters love to paint. Like, do you know what I mean? Like I love to act. And so reminding myself that, just being like, a day I get to act is a good fucking day. Like, it is. So I've recorded auditions with some of the dumbest writing I've ever seen in my life. I've recorded auditions that were not good. I've like failed to record things. Like I've sat and I've tried to do something for 3 hours, tried to memorize something and failed. And then just been like, and I get to go, it's okay. I love to act. It's not happening today. Let's try again tomorrow. So much of it is like not quitting and holding yourself accountable, at least what I'm doing right now, like not being in school. I don't have an agent to send me to things, to submit me to things. I have to submit everywhere myself. I have to take initiative to check my Backstage and my Actors Access and all these different casting sites to even see if things are eligible for me. These sites cost money, so I need to make sure that I am being aware of my finances so I can pay for these subscriptions to these sites to submit to jobs to make money. Do you know what I mean? Like it all like goes in a circle. And it takes patience. At least that's what I think it does. Is this answering the acting filmmaking question at all? I'm sorry, I'm like trying to, I feel like I'm failing. It takes so much patience. Like, I think this career just takes patience. Like, you hear about people who are, like, tried it for a couple years, and I was like, oh, like, I'm going to quit this year, and then I booked something big, and now I'm Emma Stone. Do you know what I mean? Like, there are so many actors who are like that, and I'm not saying that I'm Emma Stone, okay? But I also just think that, like, you can't quit. Like, it's one of those things where you just kind of can't quit. Like, you gotta love it, and frankly, quitting doesn't really cross my mind very often. Of course I doubt myself. I think that like imposter syndrome and like doubt is normal, is human. But I love my job. So I don't really anticipate stopping anytime soon. Frankly, I'm just getting started, okay? Like I am just getting started. Best believe. Since those three short films, I have booked another, technically it's like a web series, like it's a series of short films. It's actually for like marketing for like a product. It's an interesting project for sure. It's going to be fun to shoot, and that's shooting in like March, April. And that's all the details I can give you about it. And I also booked my first feature film, my first full-length feature, like movie, like my first movie ever. I cannot tell you, dude. I can't tell you much about it. Like, and I also don't want anybody to like get excited. Like, I had to say this to my family when I told them. I was like, you can't get excited. Like, this is an indie film. Like, this is not like Netflix, A24. Like, don't do that. No. Expectations, put them on the ground. But I really like the script. I really like the story. I really like the team. And I really like my character. And I am so pumped to be a part of it. And honestly, I'm just really excited that I like booked a feature film. Like, I booked a full-length film. And I'm getting paid for it. I'm getting paid like more than I've ever gotten paid for like what I'm doing. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, I'm very excited. And I hope it does well. I hope the movie gets bought. I hope it gets distributed. I hope it does well. It might not. Either way, a day I get to act is a good fucking day. And I love being on set. I love being on camera. I love my job. So I am so excited to work. I sound like I'm a workaholic. Queen bee of workaholic. Because my work is not real work. Do you know what I mean? Like, this isn't hard labor. Unless it is. Unless that is the acting you're doing. Have I ever had to... Well, I've had to stand in the cold, but I wouldn't call that hard labor. It's just annoying. And then my final thing about this is New York. So moving away from acting, all of that. Because I feel like I've yapped so much and said so little at the same time. Let's see how long I've been yapping. Almost an hour. Bro, why is my computer tweaking? My computer's doing this thing where it's not working this week, and it's really pissing me off. Not gonna lie. Final subsection of the same topic is New York. Guys, part of the reason I dropped out of college is because I love New York. My dad works in New York. I've said that before. And he's worked in New York for like several years. So when I was in high school and I was on breaks, I would come to New York with him. My only break from school, I would go to New York with my dad. Would be in his apartment. He would just go to work during the day and I would just wander around the city. I love it here. I love it here. It is the place where I feel most at home. It is the place where I feel most myself. Having said that, New York is expensive. New York is loud. New York is stinky and crowded and dirty. And there are lots of things that I encounter that aren't always pleasant. You know what I mean? Like, I was walking out of class last Thursday, and several of my classmates were like, look at that guy. They were like, that guy's just like taking a shit like on the sidewalk. We were like, oh, okay. We just kept walking. Because, like, hey, I'm gonna mind my business, okay? I'm gonna mind my business. Like, that's a private moment. Like, you do what you need to do. Like, New York is not for everybody, though. And there's also several people I meet who live in New York, and they're like, yeah, I love New York, but, like, probably won't live here long term. Like, probably will live here for a couple years, and then I'll move somewhere else. That is not the kind of New York I am. Like, I'm a transplant. There's no denying, okay? Like, I'm a faker. I know, it's real. But I can't imagine myself pretty much living anywhere else long term. Because I love it here, okay? I love how close everything is. I love the bustle. I love the busy. I love how many people there are. I love how loud it is. I love the sheer amount of life that I see all the time. And the sheer amount of things I experience because of how close in proximity I am to everything on this island. Like, I just love it here. I love how many different people can be doing so many different things in like the same block radius. I love how much of everything there is. I love it here. I really, really do. And there are parts of New York I sincerely do not like. Like Times Square. Fuck that place. Hate it there. And Chelsea Market. Also hate it. That the second one's an unpopular opinion. I've said that to multiple people. I'm like, I don't like Chelsea Market at all. And they're like, why? I'm like, because it's full of tourists and they all walk in a boy band and they all walk slowly and it annoys the fuck out of me. It's just like Chelsea Market consists of the worst walkers in the world. And I would say worse than Times Square. But Times Square, you like exit the subway and you're like you can feel the fumes. I don't know how to describe it. And it's not like that all the way, like all around New York. It's just Times Square. And I don't mean like the entire, like, I mean like specifically Times Square, like those like, that little area with the billboards and that stupid fucking, guys, I hate Times Square so much. I hate Times Square. I hate navigating Times Square so much. There's so many people. Nobody knows where they're going. I hate Times Square. Every once in a while. Times Square, while I'm high, look at the lights. Kind of fun. But not when it's busy. But like besides Times Square, like I love New York. Like I love it here. And it's such a big part of why I moved. Because I feel like such a connection to this city. And I just like, I love it. I love it. And I love acting. And that's why I dropped out. And that's my little tip on acting and filmmaking at the moment. And I feel like it was really unhelpful. Like, did I just talk about nothing? Thing is like, I wish I could give you like a step-by-step, be like, do this, and then this will happen. But like, so much of this is like a personal choice. Like, I dropped out of college because it worked for me. Because it was what I wanted. But, like, I do not think it would work for everybody. And I also don't think that everybody is interested in doing what I did. Also, everyone does not have the luxury. Like, my parents have been super fucking cool about this whole thing. And thank you to them for being as cool and supportive as they have. Like, they've been such a major piece of, like, making this happen. Of, like, letting me live the life that I want to live. And I fully and completely could not have done it without them. So thank you, Mom and Dad. But not everyone, like, this will not work for everybody. And I also think that so many people, if they chose to do this, they like wouldn't like this. Like, they wouldn't enjoy what I'm doing right now. But I was really craving the independence and the autonomy and the demand and the challenge. And I took it and I'm loving it. And it is so fucking hard. And I, like, can't wait. Like, I can't wait. Honestly, I cannot wait. Like, what else is in store? And the reason I'm doing this is also to, like, is a part of, like, my acting career and stuff. Like, they're always telling y'all to be on social media. But, and this is the way that I felt like some other medium of creation would be accessible to me. So that's why I chose this. But, like, I love acting. Dude, count how many times I say I love acting. Maybe that's the name of the episode. I love acting. Okay, I'm done. I've been talking for so long, and I don't think any of this makes sense, and I might have to re-record this, which is annoying. So it's my curiosity. So I'm turning 20 tomorrow. Does anything legally open up for me when I turn 20? No, right? Like 21, you get to like drink and do drugs. At 20, like, do I get anything at all? Like 18, I got to vote. 20, anything? No, at all. Just wondering. Like, can I rent a hotel room now or something? No, that's like 25 or something, right? Which makes no sense, but whatever. And it's only in certain states, which also makes no sense. Okay, whatever. Pissing me off. One of the shelves in one of my cabinets in my kitchen fell down today. Like, just broke. And I had these vintage glasses on them that were my grandmother's. And they all fell and broke. And it was really sad. And I cried. Yes, I cried. Because they were beautiful. And it just made me really sad. Because they felt like hers. Do you know what I mean? And I felt like I was entrusted with them. And I failed. And it's not my fault. Like, the shelves are not my fault. They shouldn't have broken. Like, they're just kind of cheap shelves. And it fucking sucks. But it is what it is. And they're just glasses. Like, nobody got hurt. Nobody died. It's just... It still is very sad to me. There are these beautiful coupes, which is like cocktail glasses. They're not even glasses that we use every day. Like, honestly, they spent most of their time just like sitting there. But it still makes me sad. So that's what's pissing me off. It's those fucking shelves. But what's bringing me joy? I said I would, so let me talk about dance. Dance is bringing me joy. I am trying to get back into my dance class grind because I danced so much last year and then like very little over the summer and then like on and off over the past couple months. But I really want to make it a more consistent part of my routine because dancing is really good for me. Like, it makes me really happy and I love to move my body, and it's another like form of movement and art that I love. Like, it's such a part of me, and I forget it when I don't do it for a bit, and then I go back and I'm like, fuck, I love this. Why don't I do this all the time? So I went to a dance class earlier today, and it's a contemporary class, and it kicked my ass, bro. Like, I was like, fuck, I'm rusty. The choreo was awesome. Oh my god, the choreo was so awesome. And I didn't do a great job, but it's okay. There was no pressure, and I had a really beautiful time. And so I'm going to be doing more dancing, and I'm very excited about it. And then my final joy, y'all, Nespresso back in the house. It's not my sister's Nespresso, the one I broke. Did I talk about this? I don't think so. Whatever, my sister's Nespresso broke. It's very old. It was secondhand, whatever. But I got a different Nespresso when I was in Chicago that I got to keep. And it was just sitting in storage. And so I was like, my sister's broke. And so now we have this one. So Nespresso is back in the Dolan apartment. And I am pumped about it. I love our Nespresso. I have so much espresso now. And it's everybody's problem. So I love my Nespresso. And they should send me free pods for me and my 26 followers. Love you guys so much. Okay, I'm done. Yes, time for me to go. This was long, and I feel like could be possibly very unhelpful and not linear. And don't dog on me for my British accent. No, I don't know what fucking region it is. No, nobody taught me it. No, it's not good, okay? Except I actually do kind of low-key think it is good. Bloody hell. All my British people, you can write your notes in the comments. We'll talk about this more in the future. Little do you know, this is not the end of the British accent. Okay, no. I am done now. I'm sorry. Guys, I'm sorry. Okay, I'm sorry. Right, so yeah, be good. Okay. Bye.
With my best friends,
Hi.
Kate and Devin. So of course I'm happy. I love them.